Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
What is up? Welcome to the NFL show. I am your host, Rob Fox. I'm joined as always by Dan Holloway. We have a very special guest, victim of referee violence.
Yeah, he's recovering right now.
Yes. He had to fly back home to recover. Cassius Marsh, linebacker for the Chicago Bears, is here. How are you doing, mentally and physically?
I'm doing really well, man. Actually, the hip check wasn't too bad on my body, man. I made it out of there alive. So
okay. Well, sometimes mental wounds are
the invisible scar. It is Veterans Day. We talk a lot about invisible scars. Do you want to compare yourself to a veteran right now?
I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that.
I could do it for you if you want.
No. Can you let's not? In no way have I served my country, so like I'm not even gonna. My life hasn't been put on the line. Nothing like that.
I think this whole thing with the hip check is pretty funny, though. To be honest, I mean, it's like I don't think the dude's trying to start shit with you on live. Everybody knows you're about to throw a flag. He knows the cameras are on. Nobody's that dumb that they're going to actually try to do that, right?
People seem to forget that they're just on camera now.
I think also you guys don't realize like how much these refs, like how much control they really have and how much like ego a lot of these guys really have.
Dude, I hate that shit. I hate Joe West more than most people that have actually wronged me personally.
I was going to say, like, in baseball, it's very evident, right? Because they're really flamboyant. They're, allowed to be flamboyant, and you know their names more. In football, aside from, Ed Hockley being fucking yoked.
That's just because he couldn't find a shirt that would fit him for 25 years. That had nothing to do with his on-the-field presence or anything like that.
But you don't hear about NFL referees with the ego the same. You just don't hear about it the same, but it stands to reason that they would have roughly the same, right?
Yeah, I mean, but there's some and there's some cool refs out there. You know, I've dealt with some cool refs my time in the league and in college as well. But you know, I mean, I think it's like anything. Like there's some good people and then there's some not so, great. But you know,
well, I think
it's just part of it for every sport, honestly. So
it is. Because there's some baseball refs that are super funny too. Yeah. Like I used to really enjoy, if you watch any of the the middle '90s highlight reels of the former era of, like Sparky Anderson and Earl Weaver and people like that are just like barking at the refs or the umpires all the time, and then the umpires just giving it right back to them, but in kind of a calm way, like they're trying to diffuse the situation, but they're still kind of subtly talking shit. I thought it was a really good back and forth. To be honest, it was super entertaining, but it seems like now, and it isn't just the refs, it's the way the leagues, particularly the NBA and the NFL specifically, are for some reason trying to get taunting and things like that out, right? Why, motherfucker? That's one of the reasons that people watch professional sports is because it's an opportunity to talk shit to other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why fantasy football became so big, because it is an opportunity for me as an adult who's not a professional athlete to take part in this somehow. And the shit talking, if you don't believe me, go look at college football, because even shitty schools with shitty football teams sell out their fucking stadiums and people will fight each other over the two teams that have no chance of even winning the game.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I don't think it's just the refs and their ego. I think it's the leagues doing this shit.
Yeah, it does seem that the celebrations and definitely the shit talking is they're just trying to get it out of the game, and I don't really understand it, because I feel like football itself has been a gladiator sport, and the game itself is violent, and it's like kind of, a representation of competition, like real gladiator, like me versus you one-on-one, and I think with that, comes the shit talking, you know what I mean? And I think that there's there definitely is a sportsmanship side of it where you can take it too far, but the line is just so blurry.
Do you think that
what the line that you cross to get a flag, to me, is just incredibly blurry.
Right.
It's totally subjective. I mean, in a lot of ways, there's a ton of rules in the NFL in particular, and NBA too, I guess, that are really subjective as opposed to other sport, like holding and shit like that.
Yeah, holding and certain types of other penalties as
PI,
well. PI especially, and then in basketball, how the foul is assessed.
Right.
I mean, look at the difference between James Harden and LeBron James. I don't like LeBron James, but Jesus Christ, man, he gets hacked every single time he goes to the rim. Every time.
Yeah.
Because he's so big, it doesn't look like he's getting hacked, but he's getting hacked every time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And if you want to make the argument that he's bigger so he can take more punishment and still get the job done, I'll have that debate. I think that's a reasonable thing to say. But for fuck's sake, man, there's got to be a standard at some point, right?
Yeah, man. I think, actually the NBA, made that rule change. And so, like, you can't really draw fouls the same way. But I think for LeBron, like the bigger guy thing, like, oh, he's big, so you can foul him and get away with it. Like, I just think that's kind of crazy, like why should he be hindered because he's more blessed than, the next guy, just because he's big. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't get it either. There's got to be one rule for everybody.
Right.
That's what makes being great at something possible, is if there's one rule. And if you're better at that particular thing, then you're going to be the best at this particular game.
Yeah.
That's the whole fucking point, man.
Do you think there's leeway between players on taunting penalties in the NFL? Like, do some players get a longer leash than others?
That's I can't. I would try. I would not like to comment on that one. I think you guys are trying to set me up.
No. I was really curious.
I'm kidding.
I actually thought before you were on the air.
That's just rough. It's rough. That's kind of a subject that I don't really want to comment on. But I think, just based on my reaction, you can tell that I have some sort of opinion. But I can't share it.
Before you were on the air, I was actually wondering myself. I was like, I wonder how many questions he can answer before it starts cutting into his paycheck.
Yeah, because usually we have, like, a lot of our buddies are former players and shit, so we talk to them a lot.
They can speak freely.
Yeah, they can say whatever they want, unless they're with a network. Although Michael Irvin was with CBS when he was on, and he didn't give a fuck. He was telling all kinds of fucked up stories.
I have heard unemployed people with more tact than Michael Irvin on that.
Real.
Like, he was just saying whatever he wanted to.
He's been Michael Irvin this whole time, and it's like, if you're surprised by it at this point, that's kind of on you, isn't it? Shit. But anyways,
he's done really well. So I mean,
he can say whatever he wants.
He's kind of earned that.
For sure. Yeah, he's awesome. But this particular taunting call, like, I guess I want to ask, if it were you making the rule, what would the rule? Would there even be a taunting rule in the first place? But if so, where's the line exactly? Because from your perspective, you're saying there's got to be a standard. We don't know what it is, and it's hard to know. Like, you don't want to fuck the game up because you don't want to lose a game because of this, obviously.
Like,
you also want to be able to celebrate because energy is so important to team sports. So
you don't mean that Ole Miss player peeing on the football?
Yeah. Like, there's definitely a line somewhere, but from your perspective, what do you think it is?
I think that what the rule is supposed to be, I'm not positive, and so don't quote me, please, but I think if it's like something that could cause like a fight, is what is supposed to be like the standard for like what taunting is. And so, but that's kind of tough, because then it's up to the ref to decide like what actions, could possibly, cause a fight. But I'm not sure if that's the case, but I feel like that's a good start, is like something that's like, just wildly disrespectful. But I mean, even I hate to be the person trying to make these rules, you know what I mean? And figure out what it is, but like, it's clearly, I just think that it's too blurry, and I don't think it's ever consistent, and that's just, I mean, that's my general opinion, and, it's subjective. So it's up to the ref. Like, that ref was offended by what I did. My posture was offensive, and I guess that, just my posture.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up. So Corrente said, when asked about it, he said, keep in mind, this is a point of emphasis. Like, I think he was trying to make the point. He wasn't just picking on you. He was just trying to interpret things as it happened, although he did physically assault you afterwards. But we'll get to that in a minute. With that said, I saw the player after he made a big play run toward the bench area of the Pittsburgh Steelers in posture in such a way that he was that I felt he was taunting them. Now, he can't see your face or what your hands are doing. I mean, maybe you've got a buddy. You've played for a number of NFL teams. Maybe one of your buddies is over there and you're fucking winking at him or saying hi or whatever the fuck, right? Like, how can he possibly know?
Though. Yeah, if you look at the film, like, just watch the film. I don't even have to like swear, but like, you watch the film, I didn't say a word. and I didn't I didn't move my arms. Like my arms were straight down. I didn't even look up and down. I didn't do like nothing.
So
literally zero.
You can't even stare at people then is the thing, I guess.
I think that the staring might have been offensive.
So I think his silence is deafening.
Yeah. So
there's this meme. You guys have to see it. It's like a SpongeBob reference. It's on my IG story right now. Okay. It's hysterical. It's literally just a picture of like me when I was like standing in the middle of the field and looking over there. And it's Patrick, and he's standing there, and it's just menacing. You have to just go watch it. You have to. If you've ever seen SpongeBob, it's a good one.
We were just watching it right before the show, actually. Oh yeah, I've seen this. This is hilarious. Oh my God, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. You know what the thing that really drives me crazy is? I mean, one, you're 100% correct that it's so that I was in the military, and then I worked in the intelligence community for a while. And I've worked in politics a little bit as well. So the thing that makes a good law is that it's clear, concise, and enforceable, right? It's clear in its purpose, it's concise, and that it only goes to a certain level. It doesn't go beyond its own scope. And then it's enforceable, meaning that it is a demonstrable thing that can be equally applied to everyone. Now, obviously there's a lot more gray area in rules in football and stuff like that than there might be in life, but fuck, man. If a guy can't see your face and he can just assume that you're taunting and call a penalty that might change the entire game, right? Then that's a problem, I think, that the league has now at this point.
Do you ever feel like there's a ref that, I don't know if this is like the right comparison, but like they feel like, I haven't really made any calls this game. You know, it's like
not a quota.
Yeah,
he's like a highway patrol guy.
Yeah, right.
That's another one I think I'm just gonna avoid answering. I don't know if they have a quota.
You've got to think though. If you're a fucking a line judge or something like that, it probably doesn't come up that much. But if you were closer to the middle of the action or a head ref or something, and you're noticing a game is being played really clean, you're like, man, we haven't called any penalties. I wonder, just from a psychological standpoint, if they start to feel nervous about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shit, we haven't called anything.
It's almost like if you're like throwing a ball back and forth.
But that should be a testament because if you're like a Bill Belichick offensive line, chances are you haven't gotten a lot of calls against you because he will fucking fire you if you do that a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not outside the realm of possibility that something like that can happen.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So what was going through your mind? Did you even notice the hip check? Or like, did you even know what was going on?
No, I hadn't. I mean, I didn't. I was happy, dude. I just got a sack on Ben and big play, big moment. I'm happy running back sideline with my people. You run into people like I never would have assumed like that he had thrown the hip check. Like, oh shoot, I just didn't avoid him enough. My bad. I looked back to make sure he wasn't pissed. He wasn't looking at me. Okay, cool. I keep running. And then obviously once I got to the sideline, my coach made me aware of what had happened.
What you had done.
What I had did.
And what did your coach say exactly? Are we going to play
wasn't
the thing? Yeah, play it right quick so we can see it.
Correct. Watch this again. No, he's already reaching.
I think he was. Yeah, well, he was definitely already reaching. I don't think he flagged you for running into him. Some people thought that. I didn't think that, but I don't know that that's necessarily a hip check.
Yeah,
like it kind of seems like he was just kind of bracing a little bit for impact. Like you create a cushion when you're about to impact somebody. You step forward a little bit.
It almost looks like because he's already reaching that he's just like a little bit of flair with his throw.
Maybe,
like he's just butt out and then,
I don't know. I took a little sidestep to avoid him. I mean, you can see me like try and hit like a little euro right there.
Play it again. Turn the volume off. Play it again.
Yeah,
tell me what you think, because I definitely took a slight euro because to avoid him.
You do take a step to the side. Let me see.
Yeah.
I think he kind of moves into your path a little. I don't know if it's like a shopping cart situation where two people are they can't get around each other or whatever. Or
you make the wrong move at first and you stay with your move. I'm going to say that he's physically assaulted you.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
That's the safest.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say anything like that. my only thing is just, I think even the accidental contacts, I think the problem is that like players, like if I were to do something like that to a ref and he were to feel like, you know what I mean, I went out of my way, like I'd be kicked out of the game, possibly fined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Probably,
and, you know, suspended likely, you know? And so I won't say definitively that he 100% intended on hip checking me, but I think it looks like he went out of his way to get in my space.
Right. So what would you like to see happen here then?
I'm not going to say.
Well, I mean, at least you want the league and the Players Association and the players themselves and maybe even the referees to have a conversation about this at some point, right?
I think
as somebody who makes a living in this industry, you obviously want to have the best possible product out there, and the best possible product isn't possible if stupid shit is happening.
You mean the taunting, the taunting penalty that shouldn't have been called?
That and just I think it's a problem with the relationship between the players and the referees. Like the referees often feel disrespected, but you're in customer service, bro. Like people, right. Your customer is the player, and in so many words, right? So I don't know. The player's gonna yell at the ref sometimes, and the ref is gonna yell back at the player sometimes. That's just how it works, right? That's two men dealing with fucking problems.
Well, does that happen as much?
You can't really yell at, like, if you're in the play, like you can't really yell at these guys. So like, they will throw a flag almost instantly.
What's the purpose of that?
Yeah, so it's not like in baseball, because in baseball in particular, you see batters turn back to the ump all the time. Be like, that was a bad strike call. Like that was trash, or way worse. They'll be like, fuck that. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
No, you're gonna get. I mean, I don't know. I mean, at least in my experience, I feel I don't know what all the other players would say, but I think for the most part, like there's a limit to what can be said to them and what type of even aggression you can show towards them before they're like ready to flag you.
Interesting.
Like even just like a little, like I think there's like one step, like you say something crazy, they're like, or you're not even crazy. You just say something that they don't like to hear, then they're ready to go. They're ready to throw a flag. But I mean, that's just what the standard is, like in my experience. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
No, we see it all the time. This shit drives me crazy. I hate it. Whenever Bryce Harper put it best, I think it was 2018. It's like, hey, these people didn't all come here to watch you umpire the game. They came here to watch me hit the ball 450 feet.
Right.
And if you're going to kick me out because I rightly point out that your strike zone sucks today, then you've not done your job very well twice, not just once.
Right.
The ego thing is a problem to me because refereeing and umpiring is supposed to be just an objective meritocracy, right? The right call gets made regardless of how you feel about it. That's got to be it, right? Otherwise, the whole game's fucked. So, what do you think the purpose of that rule is then? That, or not the rule, but just the climate where the league and its the authority that the league has via the ref on the field during the game. Why would they care about there being a back and forth between the players and the referees, in your opinion? I'm just curious what you think about that.
Probably, I mean, they probably just want to keep the refs in like the most like authoritative position, I guess. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, but it's not like a riot is going to break out.
Well, I was going to say, is it because the game is violent? Like,
maybe it takes too much, like those type of arguments like take time and like that takes away from the game.
That's not a bad theory, to be honest. Yeah,
and I think that's valid. You know what I mean? I think that there's a certain degree of respect you should have for the umps, for the the refs. Like I don't disagree with like being respectful, but I think that a certain amount of respect should be mutual for sure. For sure, yeah. Like I think the respect level should be mutual. Because I'll speak to refs sometimes and they'll, in a calm manner, just like try and talk to them about it, and they blatantly just ignored me. Like I'm looking them dead in their face, and they'll just ignore me.
So are there players, and I don't mean this in the way of like I asked you earlier, are there longer, like unofficial longer leashes, but are there, I guess maybe in more of like a hockey fashion, right? Like only captains and assistant captains, whatever, can talk to the refs? Well,
basketball did this for a while too. Like there was only one person on the court at a time allowed to speak to the refs about something during timeouts, or like the team captain could talk shit to the ref during the timeout, but that's it.
Yeah.
If anybody else did, it's an automatic tech or something like that.
Yeah. Is there a sort of like an unofficial veteran system with that where it's like,
if you get the green sticker on your helmet, can you talk a little bit more shit? Like if you've got the audio coming in your ear, if you're the defensive or the captain of the quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think quarterbacks get to, have some pretty open conversation with refs.
Is there anyone on the
my experience?
Is there anyone on the defense that gets it? Like, it'll be a linebacker a lot of times, presumably, right?
Yeah.
I think you can like talk to them like a little bit and have like a little like maybe the mic backer. But I'd say quarterbacks for sure have like like actually know these refs. Call them by their first names and like But I don't know. I mean, like I said earlier, man, like some of the refs that I've, experienced in the NFL and in college were actually pretty cool guys. Like I'll, say hello to them, ask them how their family is. Cause I've, been in the league a while and like, had, short conversations, but, just like anything again, there's the ones that aren't so good.
Sure. I'm sure most of them are probably good dudes.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, here's a question. You don't play college football anymore. So, what's the relationship with those refs like, and what do you think of the reputations? I guess every conference kind of has a reputation for like our refs are the fucking worst. Like SEC refs, Pac-12 refs, blah blah blah. First off, what's the relationship like between college players and refs, and what you can get away with them and whatnot?
I think it's even more like you can't really do anything.
Because you're a kid.
College. I mean, I haven't watched a ton of college ball, but in my experience in college, like you just, I don't know. It just like is about like whatever that ref thinks at that certain time. And I think that, is what kind of presents the issue sometimes. It's like you don't know what it is that could cross the line, like that, I think it's just like you could do something or say something that ref is offended by, and that's, enough to get the flag. So it's kind of.
Right. Well, I mean, certainly personal feelings shouldn't come into it at all, you would hope. But obviously that's impossible. I mean, the players are playing and it's very emotional, and I'm sure it's got to feel some kind of way to be a referee and there's 65,000 people in the stadium and you make a bad call and you hear about it. That's got to feel pretty rough, to be honest. Probably rougher than anything a player feels, to be honest, unless you make a horrendous play. So I'm sure there's some level of emotion involved there, but goddamn, get it under control, man.
I definitely wouldn't want to be a ref. Like I think that they have a very, very difficult job. Like I do. Like it seems very simple and all that, but like you have to see a lot, and I recognize that the difficulty in what they're doing. But it's it is what it is. You don't speak too much on it, but I do respect and think that it's a tough job that they have.
Well, I mean, look, I feel like two reasonable adults should be able to figure shit out. Obviously, the thing you mentioned about time constraint is a really good point. Although there is a play clock going, so if the player fucks that up, that's kind of on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that probably wouldn't happen too much. But yeah, I understand that part. I just think that two otherwise reasonable people should be able to figure this shit out without all this extra stuff getting involved and then having to penalize the team because you're trying to – maybe it is that like you're talking about. I've seen this happen a million times where a coach or a player is literally just trying to ask the ref, hey, why did you call that? With my supposition is that they're asking because they don't want to do it again, right?
Yeah.
I want to change my behavior to get this right. Like you could tell a baseball umpire, you could tell what a strike zone is that day, but you can't necessarily tell what a particular referee on the football field is going to call it unless you ask him.
Right.
Like what I do wrong right there. That they should answer you. That's their job,
not
right?
just on a taunting, but on like a hold and shit
on
like
anything,
that. Yeah.
I don't know. That back and forth that's how you get to the best possible product. You know what I mean? Is the ref saying, hey, we're actually doing things this way. The league wants us to do this. All right, fine. I won't do that anymore. I'll do it this other way.
Yeah.
What if I do it this way? That's a good way to frame that.
I think they definitely like the time constraint is like the extra conversation.
Yeah.
There's got to be a limit to it where it's like, like some plays, like you've got to get to the next play and the ref has to get in position all over again. Like they've got things to look at. Like I totally understand that, like that time, taking time and distracting from the actual gameplay by like getting into it with a ref, So I think that there has to be some sort of limitation to that. But if there's time to answer somebody and they're asking about some like a penalty or like the lack thereof, like trying to understand like what the ref is actually looking at, that's and part of it too is talking to the right ref, because they all look at different things, right? So like I could be talking to one of the refs that's not looking, he's not watching my play at that particular time. Like that's not what he's looking for, And so it's all about, obviously speaking to those guys, but even still, like they'll blatantly ignore you at times.
Okay. Well, honestly, that sucks, but some of it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Was this your first taunting call in the NFL, or are you a repeat offender?
No, I don't think I've gotten a taunting before. I mean,
he swiped your
don't quote me. I've been in the league a while, but I'm almost positive that I've never gotten any other taunting calls.
I mean, do you even celebrate a lot after you make? I mean, like obviously everyone can celebrate a little bit when you get a sack or something, but are you ever like that emotional of a player?
I mean, definitely get emotional. You get hyped. I didn't think I showed that much emotion, if any, in that play. Even like in my facial expressions, but I always do the spin kick has always been my celebration. Well, probably since like my 4th year in the league, I started busting out again. I was like, cause I did Taekwondo for some time as a young kid. And I was like, this would probably be dope. Well, so I busted it out.
Let's talk about where you came from. We can talk about refs all day, but that's just kind of boring. So you're from Southern California, UCLA guy. We like UCLA, I guess.
I mean, I want them to be back. They're one of the schools that I like. It's more fun when they're good. It'd be more fun if anyone in the Pac-12 was good. I know Oregon's in the playoff right now, technically, but man,
here you're getting him fired up now. Freddie Mitchell's a good buddy of mine too, so he was there when UCLA was actually pretty good at playing football.
Yeah,
not so much anymore.
Right.
I guess they on and off, right?
We were good.
Yeah, you guys.
We were good.
Yeah,
we were good. We had good teams, but it has definitely been rough the last,
since you left,
probably say after that next year they were pretty good, and then I think the year after that they were like that's when the downward trend started to happen for sure. But it'd be good to have Pac-12 football. I think the tough thing is that like the Ohio States and the LSUs and the Alabamas, now they're taking all the California kids.
Yeah.
Where the Pac-12 used to like split up Cali, like the top players in California are like, SC's not getting them anymore. Like Oregon's really not getting them. Well, UCLA's definitely not getting them.
Half of them go to Big Ten and SEC schools, but then they enter the transfer portal within the first year or so of them being there, right?
Yeah.
Like there's basically, can we just do it instead of the workaround? Let's just make college free agency. You're on a 1-year contract every year, some shit like that. I mean,
you basically are now.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't have to wait.
More or less, but why not just formalize it? Because it doesn't make any sense to do it this way. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, got to ease it in.
I think college players should definitely get paid.
Yeah, for sure. What the fuck? I mean, there's how many billions of dollars are made on college football every year? A lot of
how much? Where did all the money from the NCAA go? Like all the money they made over the years. Like think about just how much like college football really makes, like how much money there is there.
Dude,
like, where does all that go?
Well,
where'd the $1 billion from their basketball deal go?
Yeah, no shit.
Because that's straight to their pocket.
A lot of that money goes to subsidize all the other varsity sports at the school, because baseball doesn't make any money and wrestling doesn't make any money and so on and so forth. Art doesn't.
But like, why is that fair to the football players?
Right.
I
think basketball tends to make some money though, right?
Yeah, basketball does all right.
Certainly,
basketball and football definitely make money, but like those other sports, like outside of baseball, there's no other sport that's like you're making crazy amounts of money. Like
nobody's anywhere close to football for sure. But if basketball is the only other one that's even notable,
right?
I think.
Yeah, that probably stays in the positive.
Yeah. 100%, especially at a school like UCLA. Maybe there are probably
UCLA's basketball program probably generates a good amount of.
How much do you think you would have made in the NIL if it was going on when you were in school?
How much I would have made?
Yeah.
I don't know how much I would have made. I mean, I was a good player and stuff, but I mean, I think right now it's all about it's all about the quarterbacks, receivers, running backs. Typically, just like anything, like with like trading cards and stuff like that. So. I don't know how much a defensive end would have made, to be honest, but you know, would have been nice to be able to make something.
Right, get some beer money at least, right?
if just to be able to live like go and get a steak if I wanted to, you know what I mean? Not have to live off Chipotle and freaking. Yeah. Anyways,
what do you think? Since we're talking about UCLA, Bill Walton, if he had an NIL deal, would there have been any mushrooms left in Southern California of any kind? Morels, whatever. He's just at the grocery store eating all those mushrooms too.
That man would have ascended into the sky like fucking Jesus.
I love Bill Walton, by the way.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorite all-time sports personalities, and I don't even know how good he was at basketball.
Fairly
he was pretty good until
his
knees got fucked up and back, but yeah.
Did you ever meet Walton while you were at UCLA?
I didn't actually. I didn't.
That should be part of your fucking deal. Like, you get a scholarship to UCLA, it's like, you're going to get this, this, and this. By the way, here's your frame photo with Bill Walton.
Right.
He's wearing suit pants and a tie-dye shirt. Like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on here? So you
I don't think too many of the UCLA alumni like really make it back, you know.
They don't really settle in California, right?
I mean, a lot of players are in California. I don't know what it is, but like when we were in college, I don't remember too many like big time UCLA guys coming back and like showing a lot of love. Like, I know it's big at SC and most other, universities, but it definitely wasn't at UCLA.
It says a lot about Troy Aikman.
Does it?
Yeah. I've never met Troy Aikman. I've never seen him at UCLA.
What about Reggie Miller?
Never. What's that?
What about Reggie Miller? Doesn't he?
Nope, never seen him.
Or Kareem. Kareem lives in LA.
Yeah, but Kareem's 7,000 years old.
I think Kareem comes around a good amount to UCLA. Yeah. Actually, I think I did get the chance to meet Kareem.
I'm trying to think of the other big UCLA football guys, because it is like Aikman's got to be the biggest, maybe, right?
Like, I don't know. That's a good question.
Aside from if you want to go like all time, Jackie Robinson played football for
UCLA's up there.
That's true.
Jonathan Ogden, Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
MJD, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask you actually about, because we're talking about players and shit like that. You mentioned this a second ago, like all the California kids are going to like Bama and Ohio State and stuff like that now.
Right.
Do you think that's because the game's like a lot more nationalized than it used to be? Like these kids will go in it, like they don't really care about staying at home, or I
think that they know if they go to these bigger universities, like they're going to get more opportunity. And honestly, I hate to say this, but I think that playing in the SEC better prepares you for the NFL than the Pac-12, and that's probably been true for I don't know how long, but a while.
I mean, that's been true of the SEC versus probably any other Power 5 conference, right? You would think. It's certainly not the ACC.
For the most part. And I just think the competition is crazy.
Yeah. The Big 12 didn't play defense for a good solid 10 years there. Right? So, I don't know. Either way, we're getting to the point in our show where we do all of our picks for the week. It's gambling, and I'm not sure if you're allowed to take part in that.
I won't. I can't comment. It's like inside information, bro.
Yeah, yeah. So tell me how all your players are feeling. I'm just kidding. I love that part in the league where fucking what's his nuts kept calling into the show, trying to get advice from the dude, and finally got banned, and then he got his daughter banned as well. That shit's hilarious. I would totally do that. Anyways, yeah, we appreciate you coming on the show today. Hopefully, you have a good rest week this week. Who do you guys play next week?
Baltimore.
That's a tough game. That's two great defenses right there, buddy.
Yeah. How do you feel about chasing Lamar Jackson around?
What's your strategy with that guy? Yeah.
I mean, be fast. If you're slow, it's going to hurt. But I mean, he's a super dynamic player, man. I mean, he's an incredible player, incredible athlete. So you just got to be on your A game, man. And if you catch him, like I had one sack and I literally got his jersey and he was like running away from me. I don't know how I kept it in my hand, but I got him. And then the next one, I was running to the sidelines and like he tried to stiff arm me and then they gave me a horse collar. But like it's not easy. Like even when you do get him down, it can be tough, especially if you're by yourself.
Yeah, I assume people don't realize because he's just so fast and looks comparatively thin to the other players that he's still probably pretty fucking strong too.
Yeah. He's not weak.
Right.
He's definitely not weak.
Yeah.
Name some players in the NFL you do think. I'm just kidding. Here are all the weak guys.
Yeah, the 5 weakest players in the NFL.
No, that's great. Yeah, good luck with Baltimore. That's gonna be a tough one, man. Shit, is that at home or is it in Maryland?
I think that it's a home game. I'm not actually positive about that, but
it is it's in Chicago.
Oh, yeah. there you go.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So, Chicago's not a bad place to be sometimes.
Chicago's a dope city.
I mean,
I like Chicago.
It's the wind coming off the river there in the wintertime is the coldest shit I've ever felt in my goddamn life.
Yeah.
Like I walked out of a restaurant after being in there for like 3 hours, and the wind hit me in the face in like Wicker Park area, and I immediately had a migraine. Like, what the fuck, man? This is not appropriate.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal.
Anyways,
that wind will cut you up for sure.
It's rough.
Before I go though, man, shout outs to Cash Cards Unlimited, my business here in California. If you guys are into trading cards, definitely go check it out, man. We've got a little bit of everything, all things sports, and then, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, all that nerdy stuff.
Yeah, I heard you were into Magic the Gathering. One of our hosts has been sitting over there because he's into it too, and he's pissing me off just with the stupid look on his face right now.
Yes, hit me up, bro. I'm definitely on it, bro. I play Commander, all that good stuff.
Oh, okay, you play Commander. You play any like competitive formats, like Modern or anything like
that? I like Modern, but I don't really have time for too much outside of Commander, so I play a lot of Commander.
That'd be good, like a NFL Players Commander League.
No.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys that play too. Like Doug Baldwin's a pretty good player too.
Really?
That's
hilarious.
I could see that being a thing.
I mean, that's not any weirder than the Braves having a fucking mini wine club and Jock Peterson walking around swirling wine with pearls on during the World Series. Shit.
Yeah, there was some. I forget what it was. It might have been like League of Legends or something even dumber that like almost derailed the Royals season in 2015 because the whole locker room was like obsessed with it and couldn't stop playing.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, batting practice, like 5 more minutes, coach."
It's a really good game, dude. It's super good. Like, it's so fun. Like, dude, what?
But you guys do like sports cards and shit as well. One of our buddies, he's on the Mayans MC show. Rocco, he's huge into baseball cards. He lives there in Southern Cal as well. I'll hook you guys up so you guys can get together. I'm sure he.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah, we have baseball, football, basketball. Dude, MMA is actually pretty crazy. People really love that. F1 racing cards are dope too. Trading card industry has been fun, man.
So they make a Netflix show, and then you make trading cards to go along with the Netflix show, and then that's how you do that, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, what about doing like a Pawn Stars, but only for cards? And you're just an obnoxious asshole the whole time. This is worth $75,000 for it. I'll give you. You owe me $5. Like, whoa, what the hell just happened here, dude?
That is.
I know.
That's the card. That's
Fuck
the card
that
shop
shit.
model.
No, man, I hate that shit.
God, there are a lot of guys that will take advantage of like people who don't know. And I mean, I guess it's their fault for going in there and just not knowing because, it is what it is. But definitely want to get educated on what you have, like in the trading card industry. That's the number one thing. Like, know what you have.
Is that something you guys do?
What? Take advantage of?
No. Educate people on the cards.
Absolutely. Like I love to educate our customers. Like I'll definitely try and give them whatever information I can without, spending, too much time. But like, it's you can be taken advantage of if you don't know what you're getting into and what you have. And like, there's a correct way to invest in trading cards and a smart way to do it. From a trading card game perspective and just like trading cards from a sports perspective. So,
you buy sealed product.
Well,
that's how you invest.
There's also different motivations, right? Some people I'm buying for $1 to sell for $2, and some people want the memorabilia and they just want it to keep it forever, right? I mean, there's two very different ways of going about doing that.
Right. But even those people, right? Say like you're a Bears fan, right? You're collecting Bears players. Okay.
Right.
Well, outside of the Bears players, you're going to probably end up with a lot of other like nice cards. So like there's a way to go about like selling those and like getting your money out of it. And like you can be a collector. If you're good at collecting sports cards, then you'll end up making money and be able to build a collection simultaneously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I used to collect back when I was a kid, I mean, I had tons of shit. I had like a fucking Mark McGwire Olympic card that was signed that I found somewhere at a yard sale. Like I was really good at finding this shit. But if you're doing what Giorgio, our producer, just said, and buying unsealed or buying sealed packs, you're going to run into the same card frequently unless it's a super rare one, right? So you got to do something with that.
And in terms of investing.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of investing, what you're going to want to do is there's two routes to go about it. You could buy the sealed product and sit on it because the product will, if you get it early on, like it's more than likely to appreciate significantly. You know, it just is, especially if you're buying quality product. Or you can buy the product and bust it open and hope that you hit, and then like get cards graded and sell it that way. So, you know, there's it's kind of like a science, man. It's actually a lot of fun. Bro.
I mean, the unboxing videos are huge. Like if you have a celebrity or you're kind of a personality, people will
box breaks.
Yeah, you just talk on your YouTube channel, go live, break open some boxes because people want to get that rush of opening the pack. Like it's that dopamine hit of it, and if they can do it with their friends or someone they like, you know, that you make half your money back on your YouTube channel, and then that supplements the box cost.
Exactly. And I mean, like I did a box break last night with a buddy on this app called Whatnot. And we turned like a $9,000 box into like 16 grand, you know, and I got to open up first edition fossil Pokemon, which to me is dope as hell. Like that's the stuff that I grew up on. So I had a ton of fun and we made some money.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'll check into that. I'll definitely pass that along to our buddies that are deep into the card stuff because it's not there's not a whole lot of formalized card trading in the digital form on like a single platform or anything like that. It's kind of just all over the place. I mean, it was a big on Craigslist for a while, but then you got to worry about getting stabbed in a fucking alley somewhere.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're gonna die, if you're gonna get stabbed for a trading card, do it in a Target.
It
lobby.
better be that Honus Wagner card or something, man. Shit, one of the good ones.
I'm pretty sure like a third of eBay sales right now are trading cards.
Really? Holy shit! Well, that wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
And then this app called Whatnot, like it's coming around because the resurgence of trading cards is like causing a lot of like companies to be made where they do like the e-commerce for trading cards and stuff.
So cool, man. Well, look, thanks for coming today. Everybody, say the name of the company again.
Cash Cards Unlimited.
Okay, cool. Everybody check out the card company, and we appreciate you coming. We're going to get into the picks now, so we're going to have to let you go, unfortunately.
All right, bro. No worries, man. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Have a good time. Thanks, guys.
Man.
Thanks.
Very cool guy. I actually want to look into his to the card thing. Cash Cards.
Yeah.
So it's probably CASS Cards, since it's like his name. No, it is Cash Cards.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead and see if they're hiring right now because, you know, I'm available.
Yeah, you will be if you keep talking shit. You're going to be unemployed. Hold on. Somebody's talking about somebody should be in jail. AJ Gamble fake signed a baseball. We could do that like an Impractical Jokers kind of thing where we just set up a stage, like that park across the street from my old place, Georgia. We could just set up a stage or a signing stand there and just like I start signing memorabilia of some sort.
Right.
People will naturally come over and want some of it, but it'll be completely pointless.
No, you're just signing other people's names, and it's a different person each time. You're like, who do you want? And then
I used to do that at parties a lot. I would go into a group of people that I was unfamiliar with, like I'm there with somebody and it's all their friends or some stupid shit like that. And every time somebody would ask me my name, I would give a different name.
Just see which name circulated the most at the party.
Yep.
Like, oh, did you meet Brian?
It's almost like it's called, what do you call it? A fucking canary trap. So canary trap is where in the intelligence community, if you write a document, you change certain words in certain places in case it leaks, right?
You know
who it came from. Not just, you can do numbered copies, but a numbered copy will only show you if they actually have the physical copy of their hand.
Right.
I can tell by the phrase somebody uses whether or not they're the person that leaked it or not, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Anyways.
Just canary trapping at parties.
Yeah, I'm just bored, to be honest. Like, oh, what do you do? What do you do? Shut the fuck up is what I do. Get out of here because I'm tired of hearing you. A lot of good NFL games this week, though. The Rams just signed Odell Beckham Jr.
Yawn. I don't care.
So that means I would bet against the Rams to win the NFC now. Because he's probably going to fuck that team up, right?
It doesn't feel like he's going to be a useful addition. First off,
I mean, you saw what Bruce Arians was pretty nice. He's like, no, we've already got AB. We're good.
Right.
And he didn't mean that negatively towards AB. He's just like,
we've got enough.
We're all set.
Right. There's a reason T.O. and Randy Moss never played together. Yeah. You just can only have so much.
Yeah. So much bullshit.
And also, I mean, I don't know. This isn't like questioning OBJ's like intelligence or anything. It's just like how quickly can any player effectively learn like a playbook and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just that's why there's no trades in the NFL, or not usually.
Not mid-season for skill position players.
Right. If it is, it's like something like Von Miller, where it's like, all right, get on the edge and go kill this guy.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Yeah, the skill positions.
Although Von Miller's been a defensive captain before, so bringing him into a team that already has one, that's easy.
Right.
Like he's day one ready to compete, and that. Yeah, you're probably right about that to some degree. I doubt he'll be playing this week.
Right. So I mean, maybe the goal. It's like in signing an injured player in baseball, and you're just like, we just want him ready for the postseason.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. Maybe he just finally learns the playbook, and I don't see OBJ being a huge contributor in the regular season. But
no, probably not. But who knows? I mean, maybe he will be. Maybe towards the end. I mean, it's a longer season this year. We still got more than half the season left, right? Mm-hmm.
Also,
which is weird
with COVID restrictions. I don't know that you're allowed to get dumped on in California.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know how they're going to prove unless they're following him around. They're smelling him after, like, hey, they're just smelling his shirt in the morning every time. Hey, dude, stop getting shit on, please.
Come on, man.
Speaking of getting shit on, Cam Newton rejoined the Panthers. That's shit in every possible direction.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you guys celebrating this nonsense?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Si se puede, but with Cam Newton? No, we're not doing that. This is not Cesar Chavez Day, fuckface. That I don't care about that. The funny thing that happened today was Henry Ruggs III's attorney. He's saying that the firefighters were too slow, and that's why the woman died. Not your drunk client driving 150 miles per hour in his sports car.
It's the firefighters' reaction time. A lot of lawyers just crushing it this week.
Yeah. Good Lord, man. And then the Dalvin Cook situation is pretty interesting, too, because it seems like we've already been through this with him, and there's two witnesses that say the woman let herself into his house against his will, and then she pepper sprayed him and two others.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to be able to defeat that testimony, obviously.
No.
Even if it's not true and there's three people saying the same story, then
right.
I don't. This all seems kind of weird to me, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't. What do they do? What do NFL players do, man? Like, it's just fucking. You never hear about this with like I mean, maybe it doesn't come out, but like you never hear about this with like an accountant.
Well, it wasn't
like even a rich accountant.
It wasn't fucked up shit though necessarily. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your definition of fucked up shit. I mean, Leon Lett did get caught with like 60 pounds of fucking weed or 600 pounds of weed or some
Right.
shit. But I'm talking about Michael Irvin gets busted doing cocaine, smoking crack, maybe with a bunch of strippers / hookers, and it was like, damn, it's a good catch though.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it because it was like personal debauchery level stuff.
Right, that's fine.
But
Yeah.
over the years, and maybe it was the same level of instances before. We just didn't see it because social media didn't exist. But dudes just like beating the shit out of women on video,
Right.
has become pretty popular apparently.
Extremely.
Like what the fuck, man? I don't know.
That and also, I mean, it's just like I guess in the '90s we had what's her fucking name from TLC burning down Andre Rison's house.
Oh yeah, Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Yeah, but this seems like a Left Eye situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still waiting for that Dez video from Walmart.
What Dez do?
Remember, like Jerry Jones covered up, allegedly Dez beat up his mom in a Walmart parking
Yeah,
lot.
but what was she doing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Mom's,
Like it was.
mom's different.
Yeah, like if she was acting up, mom's gotta act right, all right? Because whatever, I have no idea. Yeah. So, anyways, what else is going on in football this week?
I mean,
Any weird shit?
Nah, they kind of nailed the main stuff. It's Cam back, OBJ. It's just a lot of dudes that aren't.
Does Cam still have it in the tank?
No.
He hasn't in years.
He needs to stop playing football for
He
his
needs
health.
A
Yeah.
shoulder, yes. Him throwing would require like a brand new shoulder.
Yeah, but the Panthers have never had a defense like they have right now.
That's not true.
not true at all.
The Kevin Green defense is one of the best defenses in NFL history.
Also, I mean, in the Super Bowl they were in against the Broncos, that year had a pretty good fucking defense. If they had won, their MVP wouldn't have been Cam. It probably would have been Coney Ely.
Even the defenses with Jake Delhomme were pretty good.
Yeah. No, Cam needs to stop playing literally just for his own health.
I was thinking back to the Kerry, what's his name?
Underwood?
No, asshole. Kerry with a Kerry.
Collins.
Kerry Collins days before he went to the Giants, yeah. He was actually pretty good.
He was. The Panthers, they made the NFC Championship in like their second year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is he going to start, like, right away?
No. We're just pausing for Dan to
I'll have to fuck you up, dude. It's like super close. But we got to get to the picks, unfortunately. So
let's get into these.
First is the team that we just spoke about a few minutes ago, the Ravens at the Dolphins.
Not the worst Thursday night game. At least there's one good team in there.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting if Tua were actually playing quarterback because you get to see him run for his life for a while.
Right.
And at least, I mean, I don't know, it's like watching high fence hunting kind of, but still entertaining to some degree. The Ravens are going to destroy the Dolphins. 8.5 is a lot of points in the NFL. The Dolphins do have a pretty decent defense, and I don't think the Ravens have been like there were a couple of weeks there where Lamar Jackson just had that team up on his shoulders, and it seemed like he wouldn't allow them to lose. They barely beat the Vikings, who fucking suck, right? But the Vikings do that a lot.
They do, and it's the NFL. You know, shit happens. The weirder thing is them getting shit pumped by the Bengals the week before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's weird or not. I just think if you're going against a team like that has the offensive weapons that the Bengals do with a bad game plan, you're probably going to get lit up.
Right.
It's a low risk
right
situation, but the reward for the other team is pretty high, I think. I don't read too much into that, but they have seemed a little off since like that. They should have torched the Vikings, and it was a game at home, and I don't know what the fuck happened there. But anyways, I don't think that's going to map onto this game. It's fucking Lamar Jackson.
The Dolphins suck. I think it's a great game for a teaser. If you go down to 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, this is that's a pretty easy bet to make, I think. What did they do against the Dolphins last year? Dolphins are pretty. They're a lot better this year, but let's see. I don't think they played them. No.
Yeah, it's not the same division. 8.5. I don't hate that because the Ravens could easily win this game by more than one score. I don't know. Thursday night games are kind of weird, I guess, but if the Dolphins, they didn't have a bye last week, right? So it's short prep time for a shitty team.
They also suck at home, and it's going to be raining in Miami, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that doesn't happen a lot.
I don't know.
Yeah. I would feel comfortable betting this straight up, to be honest.
Probably, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take a teaser.
Dolphins coming off a win against the Texans. Don't let them get hot.
So they beat up the crippled kid. Like, whoa, watch out, guys! Got a real tough guy coming here. I am going to tease this. I'm going to take the over down to 40. Actually, I don't even know if I would do that. No, I'll take the over down to 40. I think that's fair. I don't think it's going to be a teens game. Honestly. No. So I'll take the over down to 40, and I'll take Baltimore at 2.5.
Yeah, I definitely like Baltimore 2.5 in a teaser with something else. I don't know about this weird rainy game. I don't fucking know, but I feel like the Ravens are pretty fairly safe here.
Yeah. Let's see. Next up, Falcons at Cowboys. Cowboys should win this game by 30 points, to be honest.
Dude, the Falcons have been fucking feisty lately. Like, they lost to the Panthers, yeah.
Gregory's out again, by the way, for another 3 weeks, so for the Cowboys. So the defense is going to not struggle, but they're going to definitely pay a price for that.
Sean, is Dak back?
Yep.
Dak's playing?
Yeah, and it's funny. Since you mentioned Dak, Rex Ryan lit Mike McCarthy up the other day, as he has been wont to do this season on a number of occasions. I think he's been right for the most part. I don't know if he's really right this time. Like, he's light him up because Dak shouldn't have been in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let him. That's what I said to do, by the way, which is come back at this game.
Right.
Give him those 2 games off and then come back at this game. It's the fucking Falcons at home. Come on. Their defense is terrible. But I agree in principle with Rex, but this isn't – I think it's just becoming maybe trendy to fuck with Mike McCarthy now. Like, it's something that hit for them on social media before, so he's doing it again now.
Yeah.
The producer's like, hey, could you talk a little shit about Mike McCarthy or something like that?
Yeah.
Because I mean, if the player says that he feels good and it's a guy that you just paid that amount of money and you want him to carry the team, there's a psychological impact in telling him no. Like sometimes it is the right decision to make. I don't think it was in this, or I don't think it was the wrong decision. Like Dak looked fine,
Yeah.
So I think he's probably right here, but that's not the way I would have done it. But it seems to have worked out. And Rex Ryan's like, if you had gotten hurt, you would have lost your job. Like, maybe, right? Because the season's tanked after that, right? But I don't think he necessarily misused him. Right. I don't know if you watched that game or not.
It's a good click situation. I mean, there's a reason why like Skip Bayless always talks about the Cowboys no matter what their level of competence is.
Yeah.
It's because Cowboys is, they have a huge fan base. And then, dunking on Mike McCarthy, it's like dunking on a little Tykes hoop, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just so easy.
Everybody's just been doing it this year.
Right.
Even the Cowboys, like Twitter and all the fans, they like shitting on Mike McCarthy too. It's like
that's
weird.
because Mike McCarthy is the worst coach in the NFL.
No,
Yes.
Jason Garrett is.
Is he a head coach?
No,
Isn't he a defensive or an offensive coordinator?
So
for
Mike
the
McCarthy
Giants?
took that mantle, I think.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy's the worst by far. I mean,
what about Joe Judge from the Giants?
who's on the Giants again? Who plays for that team?
We're talking about we're talking about not just base level competence, but like a track record.
Yeah, a track record of really, really bad decisions in critical moments during games. There are 3 times this season that Mike McCarthy is either 2 times where he's cost him a game, I think, and once where he almost did or could have. And if you believe Rex Ryan's premise here that there's a 4th instance that should have been a fireable offense. Now, if your team's still in competition, you're 6-2. You're not going to fire a coach at 6-2,
no,
unless he says the N word or something. You
right?
Know what I mean, so if you're a Cowboys fan, you got to hope. Honestly, you really do have to hope that your seasons don't end up like Michigan seasons, where they are just good enough to keep that motherfucker around because the Cowboys have entirely too much talent on that team to not be winning. Like when I say winning, I mean at least going to the NFC Championship every year. Mm-hmm. Unless something weird happens.
They should essentially be minimum what the Packers were.
Or what the Eagles were during that 4-year stretch, or the Packers during their stretch, or whatever the fuck. They should be in the hunt for that every single year and not a joke in a joke fucking division.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least their division is a fucking joke. That's
I
helpful.
guess, but that doesn't look very good on your track record.
No,
that's not a quality loss, as we might say, right? Jesus Christ. And there's no excuse for it. And I don't think it's – people like to blame Jerry a lot. I don't think it's Jerry. I mean, maybe it is because he hires the coach, but this is like basic shit. Would anybody, because McCarthy before this year doesn't have a track record of always making like stupid boneheaded plays like that. He does sometimes. Everybody, I guess, does sometimes.
He has a track record of like massively underachieving.
Yeah, but why? That's a good question to ask. Everybody thought in Green Bay it was because that Aaron Rodgers wouldn't get along with him and whatever the fuck, so it just didn't turn out well. That wouldn't be the case in Dallas. It's still the case. Why? Now, it's easy to point to those boneheaded calls, but that wasn't the problem before.
Right.
So what is it that's leading him to be so mediocre with such great talent around him exactly? I really want to know somebody's fucking thoughts on this.
I don't fucking
Mike
know.
McCarthy was able to win games without Aaron Rodgers. He had Matt Flynn, and they beat the Cowboys.
That was one game. Matt Flynn got a 4-year deal with like $65 million guaranteed dollars and never played a single game for the fucking Seahawks because Russell Wilson.
That's good. But that's good for Mike McCarthy.
No, it's one game
against the Cowboys.
And Matt Flynn, a guy who never played in the league again, basically.
Yeah. Against the guy you just said was the worst coach in the league.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the worst coach in the league. He's not. He might be mediocre.
Oh, he was talking about Jason Garrett, but no, he's.
What about Mike Zimmer? Mike Zimmer.
I guess it depends on what you mean by worst.
Right.
Like, is he? To me, worst is if I see a situation and everything looks like it should be going well and it's not, I blame the coach.
Right.
Right. First, maybe I'm wrong about that, but it's either the coach or whomever the locker room captain is, whether they're wearing a C or otherwise, even if it's just a personality. You know what I mean? Something's wrong there that's not working, unless it's clear bad luck like injuries or some shit.
Yeah.
The coach is the problem. When you have the receivers they have on that team, I talk a lot of shit about Dak, but he's not that bad. He's a fucking good quarterback.
He puts up good numbers.
Yeah. You had that going on, and you've got Zeke, who's very capable, but frequently unmotivated to play well, then that's on the coach, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, Zeke is a bizarre human being, but they got him to play at Ohio State at least.
Yeah.
I do not like this Cowboys line. I do like the over, though. Both of these teams let up a lot of points and score a lot of points.
With Gregory out, the over at 54.5 is probably safe, but you got to be on schedule for 54.5 in the NFL, right?
Yeah. 54 ain't 70, though. Like, it's not quite the schedule.
I got to piss. I'll be right back.
All right.
54 in the NFL is a lot of points.
It is.
This ain't no college game.
Right.
Bobby boy.
Got my college brain on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think this is a pretty good over. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, no.
And what do you think about the line?
No.
Yeah, the line scares me. I don't like Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas also has to score a lot of points because, like what Dan was just saying, with Randy Gregory out, Dallas is going to be very aggressive. So they're going to have to score a lot of points to beat the Falcons because Matt Ryan's actually having a pretty good season.
If anything, Randy Gregory's a fucking liability. He gets you like 2 personal fouls every game.
Yeah, but he's real aggressive, and that pays off sometimes. He
costs you a lot of times.
I don't know about that.
Your defense is still pretty good.
It's good.
Like the Falcons aren't going to score. I don't think the Falcons are going to score more than 17 points this game.
I do. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a very, very high scoring game. I would take the over.
Nah, it's going to be a trash game. Don't bother.
All right, fine, sure, why not? Next up, we got the Saints at the Titans. Saints, 3-point dog. Sorry, Tennessee, 3-point favorite at home against the Saints. Who, Dan, your Super Bowl pick, just lost to the Falcons last week.
Well, I mean, Jameis is out, so
yeah.
they played fucking Trevor Siemian, so I don't know what you really expect out of him.
What happened to the other dude in New Orleans?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. Where is he? Is he
still just playing tight end or
is he
slot
on,
receiver, whatever the fuck he plays?
No clue. I think he's not a quarterback anymore.
Is he on a missionary trip?
Is he a Merman or something?
Yeah, he's a BYU guy. That's why he's so scrappy and handsome.
Like 45 already.
Yeah. He joined the league at like 40.
He's still in their depth chart on ESPN as the second string quarterback.
Right.
Which appears to be his role regardless of who the first string quarterback is.
They just skip over him, though.
Yeah, he just
gets
gets
Tebow.
leapfrogged.
Oh, is this Ian Book from Notre Dame? Wow.
Remember when Tebow was the backup quarterback for the Jets and they just skipped him?
Yeah.
Which was the correct.
The appropriate move, yes.
Yeah, I'm pissed off. Alvin Kamara may not be playing this week. We'll see. I'm going to hold my bet until then because Tennessee's been pretty hot lately, to be honest. They've looked pretty good. I think -3 is probably – it's definitely safe if Alvin Kamara is not playing in this game, frankly, because they just went at Colts, at Rams, beat them both.
Beat the shit out of the Chiefs.
Lit the Chiefs up, won a tough game against the Bills. They've been on a good roll lately. There's no reason to think that it's going to stop at home against the fucking Saints.
Those 3 of their last 4 wins aren't like good. They're incredible.
Yeah, I'm all in on Titans. -3 right here. Jesus Christ.
Same. I like that a lot too.
Especially if Alvin Kamara is not playing. I don't understand this line because he didn't even practice today. Now he might play this weekend, but he's at least banged up, and he's getting the ball handed off to him or thrown to him by Siemian.
Yeah.
Who no one had heard of until you said his name like 15 minutes ago or 15 seconds ago.
Former Philadelphia Eagle great.
You guys in Philly, you've got a different definition for the word great, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I believe he went to Northwestern too. So
at least he's smart.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know about that. What do you guys think? I'm all in on Tennessee -3 right here.
Seems like a trap.
It sure does. Yeah. Vegas always knows. They don't lose much. Otherwise, Vegas wouldn't exist.
Yeah. Titans are weird. They'll like boat race really good teams and then lose to the fucking Jets.
They did lose to the Jets, who have blown 2 survivor pools this year because they beat someone else that was fucking
Bengals.
weird. Yeah. I think the Titans are fine here. I like the Titans -3. You can even buy a half point if you really want to be safe with it.
You know, the Titans just have the best home field advantage in all of the NFL.
Yes, because they get the worst fucking stadium in the NFL.
It's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
Damn it, that place sucks.
There's a great location. Incredible location.
How do you build that shitty stadium that close to one of the coolest downtowns?
It's not the stadium. It's never the stadium, all right? Most college stadiums, if you just strip away if you just look at the structure, they're fucking dog shit. It's because the NFL fans are boring compared to college fans. So unless an NFL stadium is like a literal fucking cathedral, or it's like one of the 3 or 4 fan bases that actually get up for it, you're just gonna be bored at an NFL game.
Kansas City is pretty fun.
Yeah, Kansas City's one.
Even when they're bad, that's usually a pretty fun time.
Yeah.
We were also baking in the fucking sun.
Yeah, but that place sucked. There was no. I mean, this isn't necessarily a construction problem either. The concessions were fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck do you want me to do here?
It's just a boring team too.
Yeah, it is.
It's a snooze of a team. 100%.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Next up, we got the Jaguars at the Colts. Urban looking for win number 3.
Don't let them get hot.
Don't let them. And the Colts are 4-5 themselves. This is Indy minus 10.5.
Oof.
That's gross.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't want any part of that.
I would probably go Colts here, but no. I'm not putting my
Wentz is
American
playing.
dollars on that.
Former Philadelphia Eagle great Carson Wentz is playing.
Former almost MVP candidate Carson Wentz. It's all downhill from there.
You won a Super Bowl.
He was on the bench, yeah.
No, I said you. Like you got your Super Bowl.
Not because of him.
No, not well. I mean, you made he won half the games in the regular season, right? 3/4 of the games.
Fair. Yeah.
He got you there.
Trevor Lawrence is questionable this week. Questionable whether or not he's going to be able to play football in the NFL.
Yeah.
But also his ankle seems to be hurt.
Jacksonville is where you go to die if you're a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, look, it worked out for Blake Bortles, but everybody else has had a rough time, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
How long was fucking Big Dick Nick there before he got murdered? Like, not even a full game.
Right.
God damn it. Stop going to jail. If I was Trevor Lawrence, I would have fucking
held out.
I would have Plaxico Burress. I would have shot myself through the thigh right before the draft. Like, oops, sorry. I guess I'm a free agent.
At least Eli Manning it and be like, my dad says I'm not allowed to play here.
Yeah, he definitely did that.
I know.
He's absolutely did that.
Also, Nick Foles, he just got superpowers in Philadelphia for whatever reason. Even under Chip Kelly, he had that 27-2 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was incredible. Yeah, stay away from this game. This game is gross. If you watch this game, you don't respect yourself.
Well, I think you just recruited a few new viewers, to be honest. A lot of our audience doesn't respect themselves.
That's fair. If you want to really lean into it. Next up, we got the Browns at the Patriots. The Browns coming off a fucking dicking down of the Bengals. Everyone was getting real high on the Bengals, and the NFL was like, nope. This is the NFL. You can't have too much fun. The Patriots having a so-so year. New England's 2.5-point favorite at home.
The Patriots are going to play tough defense regardless of what's going on, and at home they're certainly more dangerous, probably, less dangerous than on the road. They're fucking getting their ass handed to them there this season for some reason.
Yeah, 1-4 at home.
But is Baker playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played last week.
He's all fine now.
He's got that giant chip on his shoulder now, so.
Well, good. Maybe that'll balance out the torn labrum he appears to have as well. They got rid of Odell. I think the Browns are probably on an upswing emotionally right now.
Right.
I think they feel lighter.
They feel
right
free.
now. Yeah, so I think they're probably going to come in and beat the Patriots. I don't agree with this -2.5 for a year. I know they've got some problems injury-wise and shit, but...
What do you feel about the over-under at 45? I kind of like that under.
Maybe the under, yeah. I think it's probably like a, like a low 20s to mid-teens game or something like that. So 45 probably is a little bit high. I'm going to take the Browns money line in this one.
All right. Yeah, I don't know how to read the line, but I do like the under. This feels like an ugly, gross game.
Patriots are hot right now. 3-game winning streak.
All right. I don't care.
Yeah.
Take the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to...
I mean, at the Chargers is a good win. The other two are kind of whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
I like the under. I don't know how I feel about the Patriots. Dan, what do you think?
Browns, baby. Browns are going to roll. They're going to start going on a run now. Baker's going to, hype
This is kind of that
up.
time of the year that the Browns and the Ravens start to get going, isn't it? I mean, also the time of the year where the Titans get going because Derrick Henry is a fucking man-child, but he's not here anymore. He's dead, so...
It's all right, they got AP now.
Yeah, well, he'll probably still run for 1,100 yards.
Yeah,
it's that guy's ridiculous.
Yeah, Baker's going to get to the point where he's going to put up decent stats to the point where he's going to put him in a weird position that Washington had to deal with Kirk Cousins. And it's like, do we sign him or do we just let him go?
Washington even though they've sucked since then, they sucked when he was there too. They made the right decision.
It was the right call.
Yeah, 100%.
Look at Minnesota. Fucking don't ever sign Kirk Cousins. And I would say don't ever sign Baker Mayfield either. But I think he's going to do well here. What Bill Belichick is really good against somebody that has a plan. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Baker Mayfield has one. Honestly, I don't think he does.
He's like too stupid and unpredictable in a dumb way to plan for.
Yeah. Like Patrick Mahomes is predictable in his chaos.
Right.
Lamar Jackson's not.
Right.
Right. Even if he was, you can know it's coming sometimes and still not hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good knuckleball, right? So I think the Browns are fine here.
All right. Next up, we got the Bills at the Jets. Bills a 12-point favorite. Over/under is 47. The Bills have, blown out a lot of teams this year, a lot of shitty teams especially, and B, against those shitty teams, have covered that over/under almost by themselves. 43.
Not last week.
No.
I don't know what the fuck happened last week.
That was fucking foul.
Yeah, that's rough. The Jacksonville defense helped out quite a bit there, but still, it should not even be able to help out that much to hold them to 6 points.
No.
And then win the game. But it does appear like the Jets are the good luck Chuck of the league this year.
Yeah.
Like some pretty decent middle of the road, either middle of the road or upper third team has a rough week or a rough stretch, and they come play the Jets and beat them by 50. You know what I mean? That seems to be the case this year. I think it's going to be the same here. I think Buffalo minus 12 is a bit much. I'm just not in the NFL.
Yeah, you never know. With
Almost
that shit.
2 scores. There's no fucking way I'm going with that.
Okay. This is not a bad teaser game, I think.
No, I don't think it's a bad teaser game at all. As a matter of fact, I think if you tease this to minus 6 Buffalo and then take the over up, they probably will not get over 50 points in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, that would shock me if there were over 50 points scored in this game. So
I think honestly I might pair it with the Ravens on their line and
that
teaser.
first one, yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be the ones that I pair up.
I just don't like to pair up. I don't like to go fucking splitsies on 2 different dates like that. It causes me too much stress. I don't want to be thinking about that shit when it's not actually happening.
The only thing I like about it is it's nice when they're not at the same time, because if the first one doesn't hit, I still have a chance to use the second one somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's that's the only thing I do enjoy about it. Next up, we got the Lions at the Steelers.
This game shouldn't even be played.
It should be canceled.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cancel the game, cancel both teams. For sure cancel Ben Roethlisberger, but years ago.
Yeah. I'll say it every week. He looks like he is a corpse fished out of a pond.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Are we sure he survived that motorcycle accident? I'm not sure.
Wait, what motorcycle? Oh, you think he's been replaced?
Yeah, early in his career, even before the allegations in the bathroom.
Replaced? Because if anything, he looks more like the bad guy in Men in Black. Like they just shoved something else inside his skin.
Big giant cockroach inside of a human shell. Yeah. Hey, maybe that happened. I don't know. It's more likely than me giving a fuck about the Steelers this week, to be honest. I mean, it's too bad Najee Harris had to go to this team. I think he is a pretty talented dude.
Yeah.
But he may not even. He'll probably get to 1,000 yards this year, but I don't know.
I'm gonna call my shot. Lions win this game.
That wouldn't surprise me. If
you're the Lions, are you tanking intentionally yet?
For what?
You're 0-8.
Yeah.
For I don't know whoever's in the fucking who's
not
in the
with their
draft
coach. No, not with Campbell. That man doesn't tank.
God, this game is fucking terrible.
I'm gonna look at a mock draft from next year. Let's see who's up here.
I can tell you that the quarterback selection is pretty shitty. So I mean, it would be the Lions tanking to get essentially like a superstar lineman.
Kayvon Thibodeau, defensive end from Oregon, is the prospective first pick on.
He's a beast.
CBS, yeah.
He is a beast, but
and then Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback, and then Kyle Hamilton, safety, and then George Karlaftis, defensive end, and then you don't get to an offensive player until Akeem Ekwonu, maybe from NC State, a tackle. and then you get an offensive lineman. There isn't.
Where's the first skill position?
The first offensive skill position player.
There might not be a quarterback till like 20.
Matt Corral at 13 to the Vikings.
Sheesh.
That's this one.
Yeah.
It's like him, Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis from fucking Liberty.
There's always
Vernon
receivers
Armstrong.
though, but the receivers don't go into the late first round usually.
Right.
Let's see, edge. I'm looking on. Man, this one has the Eagles trading up to get Miami's pick and taking Matt Corral.
Oh, no, we have Miami's pick.
At 3. Oh, so you have that pick. Okay.
Yeah.
So Philly getting Miami's pick or using Miami's pick at 3 to take Matt Corral for quarterback. I think if Philly's high up there and not number 1, they might take a quarterback. Maybe.
Yeah. It's not a great
or
quarterback draft.
Probably
It's
not Chicago, but some of these teams that don't have a quarterback right now would probably at least look at if you're number 1, you got to take that dude.
Right.
But if you're not number 1, then maybe you take one of these other people. I don't know.
Or trade your pick if you just don't like that as a number
Just
one
kill
pick.
yourself, man. Hey, look, it worked for a lot. No, I'm mad again. I looked back on the ESPN screen and saw Lions and Steelers, and I got pissed off.
Yeah, it's just
Can we move on from
infuriating.
this?
Yeah, Bucks at the Washington football team. Washington football team fucking sucks. Tampa Bay is a 9.5-point favorite on the road. Over under is 51. That's a lot for a road game in the NFL at noon. 51 points.
Tom Brady on the road in high-scoring games are he's had this problem going into Miami for some reason. I don't know if it's like the Dade flu, like he just goes out and gets wrecked, but it's Tom Brady, so probably not, right?
Right.
He's like eating fucking pistachios in his locked away in his condo there.
Well, he might have keto flu.
Yeah, maybe, but not. No, he's always keto, right? So how would he have the flu?
I don't know. He doesn't eat tomatoes and stuff, so.
Well, tomatoes
It's a
are
weird
fucking
diet.
pointless. Okay,
That's true.
They taste good.
they taste good.
You don't
but
like
they're fucking.
bruschetta?
God damn it! So, why did Washington's defense end up sucking so bad this year? Is it because their offense is so bad they're on the field too much, or what is it?
You got to think that's
Heineke's
it.
not even that bad. He's putting up like yards, and they kind of scored a little bit.
Like they've got 2 of the better defensive linemen that exist, right?
Yeah, but if that's all you got, I mean,
It's true.
yeah, I it's probably a function of their offense. Let's see what the time of possession is. But I mean, there's only so much a defense can do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, pressure on the quarterback is really important. But if that's all you have, I mean, you could just throw. If your linebackers suck, although I don't know who their linebackers are, so that's probably not a good sign.
Washington's in the bottom third of time of possession.
It's not good.
Yeah. So I mean, there's teams below them that are fairly decent. No, just one. Just the Chargers. They're surrounded by Minnesota, Atlanta, Detroit, the Giants, Miami, San Francisco. Yeah, they're in not in good company where they are. So I would guess time possession's got to play a part in that.
Well, the Buccaneers have been. I mean, they lost to the Saints somehow. I don't know what
that is Brady's new Dolphins.
It seems like
the
it, but they
Saints.
also lost to the Rams away.
It's an understandable loss, though.
It certainly is, but I think the Buccaneers are better than the Rams.
I don't know about that.
I don't think they should lose that game. Well, maybe not now. The Rams have signed everybody. Jesus
Right.
Christ, I'm surprised they didn't get OBJ too. Wait, they did.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Salary cap hell.
Yeah,
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, no shit. I don't know how to gauge this game, though. I mean, Brady doesn't lose back-to-back weeks very frequently, so they're definitely going to win this game. By 9.5, probably not going to bet that.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a big number. Next game,
Bigger.
also a big fucking number that I don't like either, is Panthers at Cardinals. Cardinals are a 10.5-point favorite. The Panthers are
With Cam Newton coming back?
Yeah, I
Are you
know.
kidding? I'm just kidding.
Right.
That will not make any difference even if he was playing because he is terrible. But I think the Cardinals' defense is a little bit overrated, to be honest. I mean, when they've come up against big challenges, it hasn't really worked out that well for them. I think they get a lot of credit for their offense being able to keep the ball on the field.
Right.
Which is, I mean, that's a good thing for sure. It makes the defense better because they play less. They're exposed less. But
Also, no status on Kyler Murray yet, but he says he feels way better. quote unquote.
Yeah, thanks, Kyler, for that update. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to give them 10.5.
No, I mean, this is the type of game that is like, this would be like almost a decent game to like sprinkle the Panthers money line as like just a weird upset of the week that you see in the NFL every week, where some mediocre team jumps up and bites a team with a pretty flashy record.
Yep.
I don't like betting the line on this at all. I don't even like teasing it down to 4.5.
No, that's still I could see. I mean, I don't think the Panthers are going to win, but I could see it being close last possession game.
Yeah, I would stay away from betting this, I guess, unless you're really hard on for the Cardinals and don't like money. Next up, we got the Vikings at the Chargers. Chargers a 3-point favorite at home. I think hammer the Chargers here.
Yeah, I mean, my brain wants to, but there's some reason it's -3. That's basically a pick 'em. It's close to a pick 'em,
right?
Since they're playing in their home stadium. Kirk Cousins is so unpredictable. It's like he's got a fucking cheat code sometimes, and he only uses it then. And all the rest of the time, he sucks.
He hasn't really had his cheat code game yet either. I mean, their wins are against the Seahawks and Lions and Panthers. So it's not like Kirk Cousins has pulled his like random.
There's also some like stupid fucking stat that Kirk Cousins is like 7-50 against teams above 500.
Yeah, he's a terrible, terrible human being. There's no question about that.
You like that?
That's a real stat, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's 7-50, but
it's something like that.
It's huge.
It's a huge disparity.
So I mean, I guess take it to 2.5. Take it to Chargers 2.5 to be safe. But yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I do like that a lot. I don't know about the over/under at 53. I think that's kind of high for this game. But yeah, I think a half point is.
I assume Dalvin Cook's playing, right? He's not out because of this shit.
No, I don't think he's out at all. Yeah.
What else? Eagles at Broncos. Ugh, boy.
Skip.
You just don't want to deal with you. Look, Teddy Bridgewater showed out last week.
Yeah.
He made Dak Prescott look like a little bitch. Some stupid science bitches couldn't even make I'm more smarter. Actually, he did look pretty decent last week, but he looked really good against Washington the week before that. So maybe if Teddy Bridgewater only plays teams in that division, he'll be the best quarterback in the history of the NFL.
I mean,
because he's been lighting up the fucking NFC East.
That's a good point.
What the hell?
Yeah, I think most people who play against the NFC East look pretty good.
That's true, especially the last couple of years. But I mean, the Cowboys are supposed to be the good one.
Right. I would like to drop the narrative that this is like a storied football division.
The NFC East?
Yeah.
I mean,
best.
The Cowboys had a fucking 5-year run that was pretty dope, and then the Philly had in the 2000s had a fucking 5-6 year run that was pretty dope.
Yeah, we won the division 10 straight years.
There's 3 NFL divisions that are kind of like the old guard, like classic, like have the classic rivalries and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's the NFC East, the NFC North, and the AFC West.
It's not like that with hockey, by the way. The original 6 teams, they don't get like the fucking Canadians. Well, and no Canadian team has won a fucking title since when? The fucking Edmonton Oilers in the 80s or some shit?
Yeah, but who doesn't like the
Oh, no, it was
06?
Toronto in 92 or something like that. I don't remember.
Who doesn't like the original 6 jerseys?
They're dope. I've got the original 6 Red Wings jersey at home, but that's not the fucking point. The point is people don't heap praise on them like you would for Duke basketball or whatever the fuck.
Well, I mean,
right?
you know what? You actually never even hear people like blowing the Canadians who have an almost Yankees-esque lead in championships on the rest of the NHL.
Yeah, they've got like 23. What's that? 93 Canadians. Yeah, so they've got like 23 Stanley Cups or some shit like that.
Yeah, they have
overall.
a crazy
Nobody
amount.
else is even close. But they haven't won, and no Canadian team has won since 93. It's been a while. People talk about that every single year.
Right.
Like, will a Canadian team finally win the Stanley Cup?
The answer is no.
But they don't like when Toronto is good or somebody's good, they don't like, oh, they're probably going to win. Like, no, you fucking got the same shot as everybody else. Bitch.
Right.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I do understand that there's a huge fan base and that Cowboys fans have clearly demonstrated they will be Cowboys fans regardless of what happens on the field or in the locker room or in the White House or wherever else, right? That's fine. That's good. They're loyal.
Yeah.
So that's why Skip Bayless will shut the fuck up about them.
I just want to cancel the NFC East.
I don't know. So, I mean, go Phoenix Suns style. Go.
Yeah. Do you not like
Clippers
history?
style?
Do I not like what?
History?
There is no. I don't.
History
care about
belongs
it.
in history books, bitch.
Yeah. I don't need to hear about this. Just imagine if like the SEC did that. They were terrible for 20 years, but we're still like, y'all can't handle what we got.
Well, Notre Dame fans do it every single day.
Yes, this is the fucking Notre Dame.
What are you talking about? The Eagles won the Super Bowl not that long ago. The Giants have won 2 Super Bowls in the last decade.
And
or
it's
so.
all like wild card squeakers. Like it's not.
Years.
There's no good. There's no like.
If it's dumb and it works, is it really dumb?
That's fair. That's fair.
The answer is yes, but it's effective. Being dumb and being ineffective are not the same thing.
Right. That's what we just talked about, right? You can't plan for dumb.
Yeah, you can't plan for dumb. And I'm not going to watch this fucking game either.
Nor should you.
Seahawks at Packers. I might flip this one on just to see if the epic battle between Geno Smith and Jordan Love is going the way I thought it would be. Because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to play this week.
He's still out.
He's still out. Maybe Bortles gets in.
Throws for 400 yards, gets a fucking contract with Seattle next year.
Let's go.
With guaranteed money and never plays a game.
Yes.
Geno hasn't been bad, actually.
No, he's
been competent.
Yeah, he's got let me look. He's only thrown 95 passes and 5 touchdowns. That's a pretty good ratio. What's the completion percentage? 68.4%. That's pretty good. That's above average.
Yeah, especially when all you're asking for is competence.
Yeah.
Like you're not asking to just literally be Russell Wilson or fucking
But
anything.
this is in Green Bay. The Seahawks don't have any of their players. I don't know. I mean, I think even without Aaron Rodgers, you're probably pretty safe Packers here. At 3.5, that's bait.
Yeah.
Take it. Just buy a half a point at least.
I don't want to fuck with this game, but I mean, Jesus.
I think Aaron Rodgers will probably actually be back for this. Whether or not they let it, I think he'll be technically available. I don't know if the Packers are going to let him play, though, to be honest. I think they're trying to hide him a little bit right now. He's not doing them any favors in that regard by doing this podcast and shit.
It's just him and his girl, or him and his fiance, I should say, just be like at one end of the field eating dirt, being like, how much of this do we need to eat before you let me
That's
back?
not a joke, by the way. People are, Shailene Woodley is right about a lot of the stuff she's talking about in the media. Like the media making that, is this Aaron Rodgers? And then everybody just reposting the picture. But you eat fucking clay.
Yeah.
So shut up forever. You don't get to talk in public. Dumb. What do you think about this game, Dan?
I kind of like the Seahawks here, especially if Jordan Love has a performance like last week.
Yeah, no shit. He's not making the Packers front office look real smart, is he?
No.
Ugh, man. I mean, he's been there for a full year and a half now.
Didn't they take him over? What receivers did they take him over? Like
all of them.
CeeDee Lamb and shit like.
CeeDee Lamb, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Aaron Rodgers would be good with him?
Elijah from Ole Miss, I think, as well. Do I think Aaron Rodgers would be good with CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah.
What, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, Rob,
Jesus
did you
Christ.
see how many passes CeeDee Lamb drops?
No.
He does drop a lot of passes, and to be honest, if you drop passes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, will not throw to you.
Right.
He will stop throwing to you. I don't give a fuck who. Like if OBJ was on, OBJ's got some of the best hands of all time, I think. But if he were just dropping passes constantly, I could understand why Baker's not throwing to him.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't understand that video that OBJ's dad posted. What's the response exactly to that? Because he wasn't getting thrown to very much.
Yeah.
Like you just try. I think they were trying to force him out because he's got a shitty attitude. Maybe.
Yeah.
But
so they just freeze him. They put him on the field and use him as a decoy and freeze him out. And he's
maybe
still getting open.
That's a fucking expensive decoy.
Yeah, right.
To be honest. Anyways, yeah, you're probably right. The Seahawks probably win this game, especially if Aaron Rodgers. I mean, don't bet on the game until you know if Aaron Rodgers is playing or not.
Yeah, for
If
sure.
he's playing, I think 3.5 is probably good, but it's going to jump if he's in the lineup.
Yeah.
It'll probably go to 6.5 if he's in the lineup.
Which I don't like either.
No, I wouldn't. I would not bet that because I think it's a one-score game.
Next up, we got the Chiefs at the Raiders. Kansas City, 2.5-point favorite. I actually really like this. I think the Chiefs finally kind of right the ship a little bit.
I don't know, dude. This is a rivery game in a hostile stadium.
Yeah?
Yeah, but who do the Raiders have left?
Who did they have left last week, motherfucker? I mean, shit. They have been, or not last week, but against the Eagles. Not that the Eagles are great or anything, but fuck, they were.
They lost to the Giants last week.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
That's in New York, though. Sucks there. They're playing at home. their record at home has been pretty good this year. Again, it's hard to tell because this is a completely different team than what we saw at the beginning of the season. I don't even know who's the coach now.
Yeah, who is the interim Raiders coach?
I'll look that up.
Just like
they didn't name one because
right.
they just figured he would get canceled.
Yeah, they could fuck it. Doesn't even fucking matter at this point.
Actually coaching is a construct. It's not real. You know what I mean?
Rich Bisaccia?
Yeah, that's not a real person.
The most NFL name
I think
I've ever heard.
They made up a fucking NFC North style name.
Yeah.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
It's like what's the dude's name from 30 Rock? The fake executive that she made up when they were in Boston.
Oh fuck! It turned out to be real. Yeah.
It turned out to be real. Yeah, he's had the office right across the hall from Jack's. They just made up a name to blame shit on, but it's probably a real guy. But he's like a janitor or some shit.
Right. I was gonna say Alan Garkle, but that's a different. That was the black guy in the wheelchair.
He's the attorney. Yeah. In the finance department. Yeah. Garkle's a real guy.
Dale Snitterman. I had to look that up.
Snitterman.
Yeah. Fucking Snitterman.
I could definitely see the Raiders winning this game. Honestly, they shouldn't, but none of the other shit that's happened to the Chiefs should have happened this year either.
Right. I mean, the Raiders don't have to win this game because their season's so lost and stupid at this point. Even though they are 5-3, the Chiefs. Like, this is a must-win for the Chiefs. Like,
it's definitely a must-win, yeah. Especially in that. The Chargers are ahead of them in that division now. So
yeah.
I mean, they're kind of in trouble, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean the Chiefs. They get the Cowboys next week. This has been a tough stretch. They lucked out in the first game against the Packers with Aaron Rodgers doing his whole fucking thing, and then at Raiders and then Cowboys next week. It's a brutal stretch. They got to win. They just got to fucking win.
They do. I mean, the Raiders are ahead of them too, I guess, because they played one extra game. If the Raiders win this game, then
it's real rough for the Chiefs.
It is a very uphill battle for the Chiefs to make it to the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a really good team not make the playoffs, but this would be one of the more surprising ones, in my opinion.
They were AFC champ favorites.
Yeah. They were AFC champ, Super Bowl champ, AFC champ. Or, I'm sorry, they were AFC champ runner-up, Super Bowl champ, AFC champ, and now this.
Yeah.
With a better squad probably this year than they had last. That's a problem.
But you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, it might not matter because their squad is so good, and people forget. I'm just going to use baseball again, but because fuck it. But like, people forget. One of those Yankees dynasty teams won like 88 games.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe they just had a weird hiccup. They got too cocky, whatever. They still have the exact same team. This team could easily rip off 10 wins in a row.
People said that about LeBron and the Lakers last year too. I think there's a certain point in the season where if the momentum doesn't turn around, the best laid plans of mice and men go out the fucking window, right? Like you still have to make the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
And right now the Chiefs are no lock.
They're on the outside. Yeah. I still think they win this game. I like this better the Chiefs. It is a gamble. Like obviously it's a gamble literally, but like you're rolling the dice with this. But if you have any faith in this team as a team, this is a game that they're going to win.
Yeah.
So I like that. I don't know about the over/under at 51.5 though.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in Allegiant Stadium, which I believe is covered, so the weather won't matter.
Right.
I think this time of year in Vegas, every now and again you'll get some rain, but usually it's not that bad. So it probably wouldn't matter either way. The Monday night game is pretty cool. I like this.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that it is at 3:15 in the afternoon for them, right? Or I'm sorry, 4:15.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, no, it would be. I guess it would be
5:15.
5:15, yeah, because that's just a weird time of day to play. You don't ever start a game that time.
Yeah.
No matter where you are, time zone wise, 5:15 is not a game time start. So that might affect some stuff somehow. But either way, it's the Rams at the 49ers in Santa Clara, which is about an hour drive south of actual San Francisco. You stupid motherfuckers! I hate that place so much. Obviously, the Rams are giving up 4 points here. 49ers don't have any kind of real offense or offensive strategy even, I don't think. But their defense is pretty good. So they're 0-4 at home. It's not great.
Their defense is good, but if their offense is that bad, like, are they going to score on the Rams, whose defense is also pretty fucking good? Like, do the Niners get more than a touchdown in this game?
Will this be the first week of what's his nuts? Von Miller playing? Did he play with them last week?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
I don't think he's played since the last game he played for the Broncos. Yeah, he hasn't played with them yet. So that'd be kind of cool to see. I mean, it will be cool at some point. He's listed as questionable right now. I don't know why. It doesn't say. It just says questionable. Thanks for the info.
Yeah, great.
Sons of bitches. Either way, this is a kind of a battle of two really good defenses. You would expect that the Rams come out on top pretty easily. Vegas expects that. Not pretty easily maybe, but definitely expects them to come out on top. I don't know about that. This seems like a fucking trap, man. I understand it's in San Francisco and shit, but
right.
It's the same weather you would get in LA this time of year, 72 degrees.
Yeah.
And sunny. So, and it's not that long of you could drive that distance in like fucking 6 hours.
Right.
So it's not that long.
The flight's like fucking 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like in the air time, I think it's like 55 minutes or something like that. Yeah. It's nothing.
I mean, the only thing I would say that would be like a problem is they have at the Packers next week. So I don't know, maybe it's like a look ahead or just, they're just in the middle of a rough stretch. But coming off a loss to the Titans, I mean, I don't see this team losing 2 games in a row.
No, I think I'm actually good at -4 right here.
Yeah, I agree.
To be honest. I hope Von Miller plays this week. I'm curious to see how he fits into that defense. McVay is not really a defensive strategist, but he's got some of the better defensive players in the league on that team.
Right.
Now. You can't. I mean, if the Rams defense doesn't perform at this point, you've got to start looking at the coordinators and coach.
Yeah.
Because they've got all the things that you would want. Probably the best edge rusher. Aaron Donald is a fucking monster. Now you've got Von Miller, who even if he's lost half a step or so, he's still one of the smartest defensive players in the game. And Jalen Ramsey causing problems for people. Even Darius Williams has been really good this year too.
Yeah.
Like their defense has performed really well this year. I have Matt Gay on he's my kicker. So hopefully they score 6,000 points. Fuck, man. Is Matt Stafford playing? He's listed as questionable too. He sprained his ankle last week.
Yeah, I would assume he's playing.
I mean, he's played with a broken back before. Can you imagine the pressure for the rest of your career? He's like, oh, my ankle doesn't feel good. Like, did you play with a broken back? What are you, a pussy now?
Right.
It's like, he's got like a gunshot wound.
Yeah, Hollywood Matt can't get on the field now.
Yeah, I guess he's not a tough guy anymore. Seriously, he's got to be one of the toughest dudes ever. He's not going to be able to walk by the time he's 45.
No.
Like his entire spine will be fused together. He'll only be able to move like this.
Yeah, he's going to live a rough post-career life.
But he'll be rich as shit.
Yeah.
He'll probably have about half a bill probably because he'll do stuff in LA after this, right? I mean, what does he make, like $35-40 million a year?
I don't know. Let me check.
You got to think so. Especially now, now that he's demonstrated he's still legit.
Actually, he doesn't make that much. He has
not with the Lions, right?
$9.5 million base salary in 2021, $12.5 million in 2022.
What are his career? Are you on Sports Track?
Yeah, it's
click the career earnings tab.
Career earnings. I'm sure it's ridiculous.
I'm just curious what it is because he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he's made $225 million.
Okay, so he'll probably come out of this. I mean, he's what is he, 33?
Yeah,
he's probably going to play. He'll probably re-sign, you would think, with the Rams on a much better deal for himself at probably $35 million or so a year for 5 years, something like that. So he's probably going to get up there around the half a bill.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be able to afford a super dope wheelchair, man.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a not a front end loader, like a dolly that's really nice that people can cart him around on and just stand him up or something.
Maybe just an exoskeleton. You never know.
Yeah, there's. I know some people that make those things actually.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
I don't know. I just bought a bunch of googly eyes on Amazon. Brittany keeps fucking buying these little gnomes and a fucking deer. Like, what the fuck, dude? If you're we have a Harambe, right?
Okay.
Obviously,
right.
But I'm gonna start putting googly eyes on everything.
I like that strategy.
Yeah, on the dogs. I don't give a shit.
What if she like starts getting you back? Like you find googly eyes on the front of your gun.
It'd be fucking funny as shit.
You should actually do that now because the last thing someone should feel if you ever get a stateside is not terror, but abject confusion.
Yeah, confusion for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put googly eyes on the front of my balls before the next time we bang.
You absolutely should do
I
that.
just take my pants down, like, hey, have you met fucking dickhead here? That's stupid. Let's get out of here.
All right, we'll fucking see you guys later. We have Outside the Top 25 tomorrow morning. It's always like and subscribe and shit like that. See you fucking later.
Yep.